We've had horse trials since 1958 when they started. Then they went on till 1999, where they restarted in 1999 after a gap. And it's very popular locally with people who come to watch, but it's also very popular with the riders who come from all over the world. And so we've got two constituencies really. We've got Chatsworth supporters and we've got the riders who come from all over, as I say. And my wife particularly, and I as well, are very keen on eventing, so it's great to have one in our own backyard. It's a great pleasure, but it's also part of our business here as well. We like to cater for as many different tastes as possible. So there's lots of different things for different sorts of interests. And then there's of course always the house and the garden and the adventure playground and the farmyard. So we hope that people will want to come here for all sorts of different reasons, to do different things at different times of year.
We've been up here at Chatsworth just yesterday and today, Saturday and Sunday, and we love coming here. It's fantastic. You know, we bring our daughter and there's everything you can possibly think of to entertain adults and children. And if you don't want to see the horses, you don't have to. If you only want to see the horses, you've got, you know, top class competition all weekend. So it's a brilliant place to be.
The Elliott's eyelashes are probably the most significant fence on the course. There's two ways of jumping it, but the direct route, you approach down this steep hill, two very sharp angled brushes, and they're quite big as well. It's caused a lot of debate amongst the riders how they're going to do it. The real ones that are out to win are obviously going to have to go straight. Two strides between the two brushes. Temptation is obviously to run left for the horses. We've been quite kind. We put quite a sort of angled rail in front with a little tree there, which will help focus the horses on the line. But it's really up to the riders that they focus and channel their horses' energy on the fence. There is a long way. We can jump the left-hand side here, but then you've got to do a huge big circle right round all the trees and jump the left-hand side of the second element. It's the safe way, and probably quite a lot of the competitors will do it if they're not being too competitive, but they're going to be away for a week and they're certainly not going to be winning anything.
Well, so far I've only got halfway round, but it's a lovely built course. I always love coming to Chatsworth. It's only an hour away from home, and it's always quite a big event on the calendar for everybody, so it's great fun to come to. So far the course looks a really nice track until we get to here, where is our first real question, I would say. We've got a long run down the hill there, trying to get our horses to sit on their bottoms, and it's a bending line into the big fence. And if I stand at the front of this fence, it's as big as me, and I'm 5'6". So it's a very big upright fence to make the horses really sit up. And as much as it's brushed, so it looks like we're going to brush through, it very rarely brushes that well. You really do need to make a clean effort. And there's an A part and a B part, or there's two different fences, but you have two in a row with two strides. So there's not just the big element in, there's another element out, which will take some riding. The brave riders will ride this one. I think I might take my other two the longer route just to be on the safe side, as they're just getting back on the circuit. I have the Two for Joy horse as well here, the little coloured horse. He's very, what we call short couple, so you can almost touch the front of his shoulder and touch his bottom very easily. These just makes him very short, but he is just a little athlete. He's fabulous, and he's very sharp in front, so it makes him normally a very safe ride. Touch wood. He's not much bigger than me, so he'll just about see over the top of it, but he loves his big jumps. It sort of sets him up.
Well, the biggest thing is the reliability of the horse, that it's been well trained, it's going to stay in its line. The problem of this steep approach is that the horses can be out of balance, and we've got to fence 16 here, so the horses are probably going to be a little bit enthusiastic, a little bit keen. So having jumped a fence at the top of the hill, the riders have then got to rebalance. The horses got to sit and bounce down the hill and wait, and they've got to focus on their line. So it's a true test of the horses' honesty and good training, and that's what we want to see. The ones that are lacking in a little bit of judgment, or maybe not quite as honest as some, they're going to have 20 penalties here.
Up to fence 16.
We had a fence here last year, but not quite as difficult as this. But Mike Etherington-Smith and I wanted to up it a little bit and ask a little bit more question, because last year they were just skipping through it. But we stood here for an hour and we had 4 men moving poles around on the ground, and then these fences actually are split in sections and you can lift them in sections. So we had them moving the sections around, and we played around with all sorts of different angles and you know, where we were going to put them. And it took us over an hour really to come up with this decision, and you know, it was worth it. The riders are all talking about it, they're all thinking about it. It's got them thinking on their feet, which is good. You know, they've got to be out there and really switched on. I've actually stopped competing full stop, even on the young horses as well. It was a decision I've been coming to for a few years. I rode my last team competition in the Sydney Olympics, and then I wanted to play with young horses, and one of the young horses became good, so we went to Kentucky and decided to call it quits. I was lucky to survive another 4-star, I thought, and I was sort of retiring in reasonably fit health. From now on, I'm going to be doing a lot more course designing, a lot of teaching here in Britain, and also I do a lot in America. But it's quite nice not having to get up in the morning and think I've got 6 horses to ride and I've got to go do 3 hours dressage or something. I've sort of got away from that. It's rather nice. I rode for 12 years in point-to-points, not terribly successfully, I have to add. I didn't really like everybody else beside me. But I've trained for the last few years, some point-to-pointers. We buy a couple of young horses every year at Doncaster Bloodstock sales, and we either turn them to eventing or point-to-pointing, and then we usually sell them on after they've had a win or two. And so it's quite fun. I quite enjoy doing that. Just to be here, it's just inspirational, and it just makes you smile just being here. It's just wonderful. And also because the Duke and Duchess have owned horses for me for the last 15, 16 years. We've had a good relationship, and so we're able to continue that relationship. So it's a very special place to me.
Had a fantastic ride here today at Chatsworth. Double clear, 29.1 dressage, so really pleased with Freddie. I love the course here at Chatsworth. It's a fantastic venue, beautiful house. The going is lovely, it's really well prepared, and with the last few days of rain we've had made it perfect. The course is just a lovely, bold, beautifully built, galloping course which really suits the pair of us. I got Freddie as a 7-year-old, he's 10 now. He's by Rock King and out of a Hanoverian mare. When I bought him, he was a very naughty, nappy horse, and actually got him quite cheap because he was so naughty. Had difficulty riding him out of the yard, and I think the first week I had him, I must have fallen off him about 4 times in the first week alone. So he really has come on, and this season he's just come out a completely different horse from last year. He's really improved, and he's performing brilliantly, and I'm really pleased with how he's going.
Personally, what's your favourite bit?
I think obviously watching the cross country, particularly if you've got a personal interest like a horse your own or a horse belonging to a friend. I think as you get towards the end of the show jumping for the big event, for the international event, that can't not be exciting, whatever's happening. They're the top riders from the world, and it's great to see them doing their incredible things that they do with their horses.
And when do you start planning for next year?
Today, probably, making dates of things we could do better, do differently, make it more fun for everybody. The dates are already in the programme, so we hope people put it in their diary now for next year, which a lot of people do. So it's a continuous thing, it never really stops. And we've got, as I say, a great team. We're very lucky.